So just to kind of go a layer deeper. So my thinking is that the primary source of financial education as it relates to buying a home is typically going to come from somebody that's involved in the transaction, one of the professionals in the transaction. It's probably not going to be the real estate agent in most cases. And maybe it's a financial planner, depending on that consumer, if they have that, if they're at that place in their life where they may have somebody like that. Absent, a financial planner, maybe a family member who's expert on, personal finance, there's a gap. There's really not a resource unless the loan officer who's helping that consumer through the process can kind of step in and add some guidance, fill in some of the gaps. And so what I've seen, or what I've noticed, or what we noticed, is that in the mortgage and real estate space, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of resources for financial literacy, financial education, but there's not one place where loan officers can go and learn how to be better prepared to teach and educate their prospective home buyers. And so our vision with FinTalk is to provide the frontline loan officers and real estate professionals, and frankly anybody else in this space, with access to some of the thought leaders within the mortgage space, who every day are dealing with some form of consumer advocacy, consumer financial education, or that have an expertise in some specific areas. And we've been very thoughtful on who we asked to contribute to the newsletter. And we've, as you think about the 16 or so people that are represented today and the companies that they represent, we've kind of got a lot of different coverage areas. We have somebody that is very knowledgeable about all things personal credit. And we're talking about like the technical side of credit, understanding how credit scores work, how the models work, how the bureaus operate. We have somebody that's very expert on down payment assistance programs and which ones are available and how consumers can have access to those. We have experts on all things student lending, right? Student loans. And so we know a big segment of consumers today that are first-time homebuyers have student loan debt. And so we have an expert that understands when available, how somebody with student loan debt can reduce the payment on that student loan debt to free up their spending and maybe qualify for a mortgage because they've been able to reduce the amount of payment on their student loan debt. So we've been thoughtful around these areas, and we brought these experts in. And our goal and our mission with the newsletter is for each of us as contributors to share content on a regular basis every week that loan officers can use as a resource and reference as they go out and educate their prospective home buyers in their local markets.